What if the thing you call fear isn't coming from your life, but from the version of you your brain is trying to protect? Because here's what most people don't realize. Your brain doesn't record reality, it predicts it, and most of what you're reacting to right now isn't what's actually happening. It's a projection. I'm Kelli, and this is Wise Intuition, and today we're going to dismantle something that's been running your life without you realizing it. Fear is not your enemy. It's not even real in the way you think it is. It's a pattern, a protective loop your nervous system memorized a long time ago. And it's still running in the background, shaping how you see everything. Here's how this works. Your brain is a prediction machine. It scans for threat before you consciously think. It pulls from memory, past emotion, and identity, and it fills in the blanks. You don't see what's happening. You see what your nervous system expects. This is neuroscience. This is how the reticular activating system works. It filters millions of data points every second and only shows you what matches your internal programming. If your programming says the world is unsafe, your brain will find evidence to confirm that everywhere you look. If your identity was built during moments of fear, during rejection, during failure, during loss, then fear becomes your default filter. And here's the part that most people miss. You're not afraid of what's in front of you. You're afraid of what your brain predicts might happen based on what already happened before. That's not present moment reality. That's memory masquerading as future threat. So what does fear actually do? It contracts you. Fear makes you smaller. It makes you defend. It makes you brace. It makes you scan for what's wrong, what's missing, what could go wrong next. And over time, that contraction becomes your identity. The part of you that needs to be liked. The part that needs to succeed. The part that's afraid to fall behind. The part that thinks it isn't enough yet. Most people think fear is about the world, but most fear is about protecting a version of yourself. That protective version of you isn't your essence. It's a strategy your brain built when it thought you weren't safe. And here's what fear feeds on: comparison, competition, lack, control.
Am I enough? Do they approve? Am I behind? Will I lose everything?
That's fear talking, and it sounds like you because it's been speaking through you for so long that you forgot it wasn't your voice. Now, every spiritual tradition talks about love versus fear, but they're not talking about romance or positivity or some vague good feeling. What they mean by love is alignment, unity, the recognition that you're made of the same fundamental thing as everything else. Fear shrinks you into separation. Love expands you back into connection. Fear says you're isolated, vulnerable, lacking, at risk. Love says you're part of a larger system, held by something bigger, never actually separate. And here's the key. Love isn't something you find. It's something you return to when you stop letting fear hijack your perception. Because fear feels real. It feels urgent. It feels like survival. But your nervous system treats imagination as threat. It doesn't know the difference between a real danger and a projected story about what might happen. So when you replay that conversation that didn't go well, when you imagine the worst case scenario, when you catastrophize about the future, your body responds like it's happening right now. That's not reality. That's your nervous system confirming a pattern. So let's talk about what's actually happening in your brain. Your mind is not a camera. It's a projector. It doesn't record what's out there. It constructs what you experience based on beliefs, identity, and past conditioning. Repeated thoughts strengthen neural pathways. Emotional reactions reinforce patterns. Attention feeds states. This is neuroplasticity. The more you focus on fear, the stronger the fear pathway becomes. The more you react from protection, the more your brain expects threat. And over time, you stop perceiving reality. You start perceiving the story your mind built about reality. Two people can live through the exact same moment and experience two completely different things. because they're not experiencing the event. They're experiencing their projection of it. And if your projection is shaped by fear, then everything starts to look threatening, even when it's not. So what do you actually do with this? When fear rises, and it will, instead of asking, how do I fix this? Ask a different question. What identity is trying to protect itself right now? Who am I trying to be in this moment? Who am I afraid of not being? That pause interrupts the projection, because the moment you see fear as a pattern instead of truth, it loses its authority over you. You're not the protective story. You're not the voice that braces. You're the awareness behind it. And when you operate from awareness instead of reaction, fear stops running the show. You don't have to fight it. You don't have to suppress it. You just stop feeding it with your attention and belief. You stop confirming the prediction. And when you do that, the pattern begins to dissolve. Here's what most people don't understand. When you operate from fear, you're operating from contraction, from defense, from protection. But that's not your natural state. Before the story, before the comparison, before the pressure to become someone, you were already whole. You don't become divine, you remember. Fear is learned, peace is what's underneath. And the moment you stop letting fear narrate your reality, you start to see what was always there. Not something you have to create, not something you have to earn, just what you are when the noise falls away. If this resonates, stay with this work. This is how identity shifts. This is how reality shifts. The next video breaks down the ego, not as some spiritual enemy, but as a protection system running on old data. And once you see how it operates, everything changes. Thank you for being here. I'm so grateful you're willing to see past the pattern. Please like, share, and subscribe to help this channel grow and help others discover this truth. Until next time, beautiful soul.